Hello founding comrades, it's me, the Agrarian Revolution, and welcome back to the demo of Foundation. Today we're embarking on the final chapter of our demo journey, and we're going to be building a church. So last time we established our agriculture by building these beautiful fields here, and we made sure that those fields are getting processed into flour and then into bread. But today, it's church time, baby, so let's get started. The first thing that I want to make sure is that everything else is in order, because the church, at least in early access, used to be quite a big, sizable project that if everything else was kind of not running smoothly, you could get distracted on it and then things would explode. Now, last time we set up our bread production, one thing that we'll be keeping an eye on during the church shenanigans is the wheat. So right now we want to see that our wheat isn't going to be constantly capping. We want to be using our wheat as it's made instead of like finding out that our windmills aren't enough. So in case we need a second windmill, I'll be adding that. The other thing that I want to make sure is that we don't run out of any of the other foods. So keep an eye on your resources while you're building your bigger projects. Another thing that you probably want to keep an eye on is your money. Now, we have started to constantly hit 500, so I think we should probably start by building a bit of a treasury, because the church is quite expensive. It can be a quite expensive endeavor, or at least it was during early access. So we want to make sure that we're not running out of money instantly as the church is being built. So let's find out where we're going to add a little treasury. First, let's change it back to day. Oh, so nice. So bright. Now, I was thinking the treasury could be either in the back of this house or over here next to the tax collector. And I think we might go over here. Let's take a look. All right. So I think this looks pretty good. One thing that I thought of while doing this, while designing this, was that it would be really nice to be able to just go to a view that hides all trees so that we can just focus on what we're building. There is, when you're placing down blueprints, if you put it over trees, the trees directly under it will disappear to already give you an idea of what that will look like. But it would be really nice to be able to just like hide all the trees from me so that I can see what I'm doing. Here's a little treasury. I figured it would be nice to have a little approach like this. You can see that it has a little path through here, and then you get here to get to the entrance in the back. Also, one thing that's really nice, this is a little recommendation. Around your city, you might sometimes have, like, just naturally, because this game grows very organically, your cities will grow very organically. You might sometimes find just like a little spot in your town where you're like, well, there's nothing here. What do I put here? I don't have a production building that could fit or anything else. That's usually when I sort of recommend try putting a little treasury building there, because you can get some pretty nice sort of just a normal town looking house. You know, this doesn't really look like a treasury, but I think that it achieves what you wanted to achieve as far as town decoration goes. So I would say that's always a really nice thing to keep in mind. I just want to make sure that they can walk past here. But yeah, I think this is nice. This is going to be our little treasury, and it's just going to look like a part of the town. There's a little house in the town. Even give it a bench out front. There we go. All right, let's build that. Built. And we also made a little wall decoration for it, so let's build that as well. Okay, so that's our treasury. Now, let's think about where we're going to put this church. I do think that sometimes adding a church to the edge of your settlement can be really nice, because you can take your settlement in a direction you didn't expect. It's sort of like, well, I wasn't going to evolve in that direction, but now that I've put the church here, it makes sense that there's going to be houses around it. And then it sort of just like grows, which I think is one of the fun things about Foundation. But I think today we're going to squeeze it in here, because that's my other thing that I really like about Foundation, is just filling in a little hole. Like over there, I felt like we could use a little bit more town and a little bit less trees. And we have the treasury coming up. And we're going to do the same over here. We're going to make a little church design. So let's look around. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this forester. This secondary forester, we really put this forester camp here because I needed to reforest stuff back when there was still trees here. But no, we don't really need it anymore. So let's free this forester and get rid of this place. And we'll have a little bit more space. Also, we could sacrifice one of these houses, I think. I don't know. Our town is getting... Oh no, there's a bit of space here. So definitely we have quite a bit of freedom in terms of design for our church. But can you get out of this finishing up? You know what? Too slow. Oh god. Don't crash, game. Oh no. Foundation stopped working. Oh well. Well, let's fix that. I like how I said too late and I was gonna evict that forester and the forester was like, no, no, no. You don't evict me. I evict you. Now can this forester please be evicted? Get out of here, you beast. Okay, let's hope that this time it won't crash the game. Wonderful. So, we have this area here. It's kind of the perfect space for a church. I think we might need to destroy a house or two, but that's fine. Churches tend to do that. Yeah, let's sort of think about our basic initial design. Whenever I'm building, one thing I like to keep in mind is that you can't make something great from nothing. So even if you're not starting out with an idea for your build, I recommend just starting with a tall block and going from there. One thing that really helps is if you pull the blocks so high that they look too tall by themselves. This prompts your brain to think of ways to fill in this height with design elements in order to justify the verticality. Alright, that's our church. Now we just have to decorate it. This is another great way of filling in the blanks in your town, putting down little gardens, graveyards, or just a private fence for a building you just put down. It just rounds out the space and really adds life to your village. And don't forget that villagers actually sit down on the little benches. I'm a little bit worried that the fence from the house isn't going to disappear when we build over it. I feel like it should, but in case that it doesn't, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Don't forget to add a little light source to really make buildings pop in those evening or nighttime scenes. Okay, there we have it. I feel like this is good enough. I think this is pretty nice. I added a little graveyard over here. And I think it'll be good. We could probably try and push the whole thing back a little bit, but I'm not so sure. Yeah, I don't wanna break stuff. So let's go with this. Good luck to this church. Here goes nothing. I like that a solid third of the construction time for this church was just getting that statue finished. It is finished! Look at it! Oh! Now I did notice that these did not disappear. I was kind of hoping that they would. Maybe we just need a temporary solution here. I'm gonna try... Let's see what happens if I just build one of these over it. Can you... Nope. Not a huge fan of this. I feel like if I build a house over it, they should just remove the fences. You know, the fences are nice, but these seem to be very much in the way of my decorations. So let's see if we can just decorate over them a little bit. They're too big to do anything with. Okay, well, that's a little bit unfortunate. So what we're gonna do now is make it look like it's part of the thing. Which I'm not a huge fan of. But I guess it's something. A little cross. And then Maybe we can have some bushes here. Cannot believe I was betrayed like this by the house. But there it is, and look at all the bells. Also, one really cool thing is that you can customize the bells and you can change the pitch and the tempo. So you can create a thing. You could also say whether they ring them monthly, daily, weekly, or never. And let's just say we want something a little bit... Stop ringing. Something a little bit less chaotic. So let's just go 9 and 1. And then we'll just have that happen. And maybe even a bigger delay. And let's see. Oh. Okay, that's a little bit too extremely fast. The tempo is too fast. Oh, also the tempo is not the same. And we'll just say that it does it twice. It sounds like an announcement. This is your mayor speaking. I guess it's a church. This is your God speaking. God coming in through the PA. Okay, so that's our church. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Oh. Also, let's take a look at how our treasury is doing. Look at that. That's really pretty. That's really, really nice. And one thing that I was told while we were in between games, I was informed that these guys, that the berry bushes, they despawn permanently. So we probably should move some of our berry huts. Although these have been here for ages, I feel like they don't despawn permanently. I feel like they just go empty and then regrow or something. Because we've had these here forever. I was kind of worried that they despawn. I think they just get destroyed if you build over them. Another thing that I noticed is, look, we went through all of our wheat, but we have a solid amount of flour for the next round, and our bread is going up. So we've reached a pretty good amount of stuff in terms of food. We've got enough bread to feed everyone. We don't have enough meat to feed everyone, but it's either bread or meat. So right now, I think we're doing pretty well because they just need one refined food. And we should start filling their church happiness. Now, the weekly attendance is... We don't have enough service space to cover everyone. So I'm still kind of tempted to make a small church over here. And I might do that now. So let's make another church and figure out what we're going to build. One cool thing that we can do is we can put a little church here, and we don't necessarily have to make it look like a church. It does need a bell tower, but we could probably be a little bit more creative with what we do and maybe just make it look like a nice, interesting house here. Just because we're using church parts doesn't mean we have to make it look like a church. And there we go, a nice little building that we can pretend is the town hall or something. I think that really works, so let's let them build that. I know I keep saying it, but this is definitely one of my favorite things to do in Foundation. Using buildings that have a function, but disguising them as part of the city and filling in little corners. Just like our treasury is made to look like a little village house, I'm hoping this one will look like a town hall while fulfilling the obligations of a church. There we go. This should be finished now. Oh, it still needs a little bit of something. What's missing? I guess they'll finish it. Oh, this little thing. That's what we added at the end. Right. Okay, so another thing that you can do then is we can just disable the bell. We just say no bell, please. And we can even rename it. We can say this is the town hall. Sure, that thing, that steeple, that probably would have worked better if we put it somewhere else. But it's fine. This is fine. This is fine. All right, so I'm pretty happy with our settlement so far. I think we did a really nice job. How's our income though? I want to leave these people in good hands, you know? Want to make sure that they are left with a positive future. So last month our budget was in the negative, but let's see how much of that was because we bought tools. You know what? That says that's a good income. You know, if there's no tools being bought, then this city will be in the black, and that's good enough for us. We can make money and have a nice time, and it can thrive into the future. Look at it. What a beautiful place we've built. I'm so happy with it. Oh, that's so nice. Ooh, wait. Gotta take a screenshot. Ooh, look, that church from the side needs a little bit of love though. Might put something there. Ooh. Look at these lovely vistas. That's really gorgeous. That's really, really gorgeous. I do like the different directions of sunlight as well. It's so nice. They really jumped out by adding this like day, night, evening business. It makes it so cool and gives you so many options to make cool little screenshots and create beautiful landscapes. It's really nice. This game is so nice, y'all. And it's gonna be out in a week from now, January 31st. Very excited for that. Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of the demo series. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it useful, informative, or just a chill thing to enjoy on the side. I had a really nice time getting to know what the future of Foundation looks like. It's so cool, it's so exciting, and I hope that you will join me on our journey as we begin playing a new city in the release version of Foundation. I'm so excited, and I'll also be streaming it, so you can come and say hi on Twitch at twitch.tv/lelling, where we'll be playing some Foundation there as well. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to do all the things that you do when you've enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, leave a comment, I read them all, and make sure to check out some of my other stuff on this channel. There's a lot of demos and early access previews, as well as let's plays of various games that include city building or city management type stuff, and some other stuff too. 2 weeks ago we did a tower defense week. This week we did a Heroes Games week, which is games that are reminiscent of Heroes of Might and Magic. If you missed those videos, I highly recommend checking them out. They're on my channel, and I tried out 3 different demos of 3 different games that are inspired by Heroes of Might and Magic, mostly by Heroes of Might and Magic 3. So go and check those out. They're really, really cool. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for everything. Get Foundation. This is not sponsored, but it is in the description. It's a really good game, one of the best city builders right now, and I hope to see you around. Have a nice rest of your life. Stay solidary. Goodbye.